Travis mentioned running. One of the guys I was just golfing with, he runs a cycling studio. That's his job, right? And we were talking about marathons, and he said anybody in moderate shape can run a marathon without stopping.
Yeah.
You guys agree with
mental.
that?
There's
Yeah.
like a big trend online of people not training and going to run a marathon now.
What?
It's like
That's a trend.
yeah, it's like a TikTok thing, I think, but it's also like you can do it. I don't know,
Like,
unless you get like badly injured during it.
Like Billy Football did that for like a punishment 2 years ago or something like that. He ran a marathon on a treadmill as a punishment. He did it in like obviously it was on a treadmill, so it's not the same, but he ran 26 miles without training on the treadmill.
Wow, I told him he was crazy. I was like, that's nuts. I was like, no. Like,
No,
the average person cannot go run a marathon.
I don't think I could because I'm not in moderate shape, but I think like people, like regular people, yeah, I think you could get up and just go and run a marathon. You would be in very big pain, and you probably wouldn't be very fast, but you could run at like a 15-minute pace. Like you could just shuffle.
I think we both agreed it comes down to the mentality aspect of it.
It's
100%
mentality.
If you tell yourself you can't, you're gonna stop.
If you like Travis said, you could do 15-minute miles and it'll take you all day, but you could get it done. Sir, if it was like a life or death situation, any one of us could get it done.
The Chicago marathons might start cleaning up the cones and stuff around you, but keep powering through.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get to actually cross the finish line. You're gonna like look at your run keeper and be like, we did it.
You're not gonna place.
No, you're not even gonna get credit for finishing by the Chicago Marathon. You're gonna have to give yourself the credit.
You're not gonna place.
What's the max time?
I think it's like 8 hours or something. No, 6 hours maybe.
A 15-minute mile is only like 6.5 hours.
It might be like around, because when I went to the Chicago Marathon as a spectator, they started cleaning up while people were still like finishing.
Well, yeah, but like,
so it definitely happened. I don't remember how long.
How long do you think it takes to break down the marathon? Like
whole day, dude.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they gotta start at some point. They can't wait for the last person to finish. They're closing down major roads and shit like that. They can't have traffic for a week.
When you finish through the finish line, because the finish line's in the city for picture reasons, you can't get to the runners. The runners have to go an additional 2 miles after the marathon to a field, like a Trader Joe's size field, where you meet up. So like you're at the finish line and then you gotta walk 2 miles to go meet up with everybody that came to watch it. It's crazy.
What's 2 more miles after 26?
Yeah, at that point you get to walk them too, so you're probably just like, this is incredible. This is so
probably can't feel your legs, man. Just gelatin.
I can't even imagine.
Well, you know who probably runs marathons?
We all know who probably runs
marathons. They both do.
They are both runners, yeah.
They are both runners. Dr. Carlson.
There's an entire paragraph where they talked about how they exchanged stories of marathons.
Yeah, he comes home sweaty after when she goes to meet with Tom.
With his big meaty hands.
Yeah, so what do we think? How are you guys feeling reading this book?
I love it.
Love is in the air.
It makes me the whole first half of the book that we've read has made me less uncomfortable than like some of the smuttier parts that we've read in other books.
Yeah.
There's not that much smut.
It's not smutty.
Because you're expecting it, where the other ones, they kind of come out of the blue.
I think
where you're reading about like Tao killing people, and then it's just like, now I'm sheathing people in the bath.
I do think that has something to do with it, where I'm like, this is the right context for like that, but it's also less like those smutty pieces in other books are trying not to be vulgar, but they are, and it's disgusting. Yeah. This
Sometimes
is like,
when I read,
she's like rubbing the sunscreen on him and is like, we're all uncomfortable. And it's like, me too, you know? Yeah. I'm glad we're all uncomfortable at least.
Yeah. Sometimes when I read smut out in public, I have to like look around for no reason. Nobody can see what I'm reading, but I know what I'm reading in public, and I'm like, this is uncomfortable. This book, I'd be all right.
Yeah.
is
Not
a
much.
great way to put it. I've been out for a run and had to stop running to be like, oh my god, what are they doing right now?
Yeah.
This book, I was like in the gym around other people running, and I was like, oh, this is fun.
Dude, I can't. You doing audiobooks is hilarious. I can't imagine smut audiobook style. I think that'd be
I
real.
turn red. I get embarrassed. Yeah.
I don't want that in my ear.
Everybody has to be like, that guy's listening to smut. Look at how red he is.
Look how red he's
Yeah.
turning.
I'm picturing you on like public transportation, and then like your AirPods disconnected, and it's just like the sunscreen, and everybody's like, "This pervert."
Oh, that's
Also,
very funny.
Big takeaway that Travis texted about first half of this book. I thought I was an overthinker. I'm sure you guys thought you guys were overthinkers. Olive, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Relax. Every little thing. She's like, oh man. It's like a full paragraph after something happens where she's like, this is it. This is the end.
I've started kind of skimming when she does that. Like when you get like the 4 or 5 lines in a row of her just
Me
being
too.
like, I can't do this because he's probably. I just kind of skim it because I'm like, this is just giving me anxiety. I need to go to like get out of her head.
The only part that annoys me about that is when she overthinks, she never ever thinks of what the actual possibility could be. She's always like, well, Adam Carlson's a dick, and it's because probably he had a terrible childhood and like all this stuff, and she never gives him like the benefit of the doubt. Or she's like, he doesn't like me.
Gumby. With dark hair.
With dark hair.
That's how I imagine him. He's just like huge.
That's
I love
fair.
when she was like, "You have to be so old. How old are you?" And he's like, "I don't know, 32." And she's like, "Oh, that's not that bad. I
There
thought
she
you were
goes
50."
again. Just not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it's crazy. One of the craziest one to me, my craziest gripe about this whole thing is that she's like, he's so mean and makes people throw out their data science, and it's like, they did it wrong, and he was like, you did it wrong, go do it again, and people freak out, and she's like, he's such a dick, it's crazy. And it's
I
like,
don't think he's that mean.
he doesn't seem that mean. I think he might be like a little dry and not very like let you down softly. But if you are a scientist and you do something scientifically wrong and the guy in charge goes, hey, you fucked that up, go do it right, that's the point of the whole thing.
Yeah. I can see the headlines now. Scientist is not personable.
Yeah. Oh, shocker.
If I was in his shoes, I would get more mean the more kids cry. Like I'd get annoyed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, come on. I'd be fed up. Like,
They're back and forth. Their back and forth text when she was like, my classmate just yelled at me because it's my fault. One, I get that for her. Like I would be super pissed if you were like, hey, your significant other just did that. This is your fault. And she's like, bro, what? But he was just like, I don't know. It was bad. Like, what do you want me to do? Pass him so he can be a bad scientist? Like,
and
She
he's
did not
super right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the craziest part of that is that she was like, wow, Greg yelled at me. I gotta go be mean to Adam. I would have been like, Greg, why don't you do the science right, dude? He wouldn't have yelled at you if you were right.
Also, this is Stanford. You're not at Central Western College. You're at Stanford University becoming a doctor. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
I can't believe Olive dropped a fuck you during that text chain.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
That was out of left field. That was uncalled for.
Oh,
Does Dr. Carlson deserve better than Olive?
Please call him Adam. Please call him Adam.
Yeah, please. It's
I can call him
His
Adam?
name's Adam.
Yeah, you can call him Adam.
Yeah, you can call him
Because
Adam.
he's not I'm not in his lab, so I can call him Adam.
Right.
Mhm.
You guys are boys.
That's how science works. We're boys. We go
You guys
way
play
back.
Frisbee. You guys play B
What?
together.
I couldn't play frisbee with him, dude. I don't have the physique.
Would you keep your shirt on? Shirts versus skins.
I would like get ready to take it off, and then he would take his off, and then I would like uncomfortably put mine right back down.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
he would be like,
Sun's
no, like, yeah, the sun's out. I forgot my SPF 50, and then Olive comes out. She's like, no, I got some.
Yeah, I actually gotta go home. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Anne?
No.
On.
On.
This is what,
Yeah.
My
the,
bad.
the most ridiculous way to spell Anne of all time. A-N-E.
Yeah. It's on, right?
It's
Is that
on.
how you say it?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys don't like her?
No, she's
I think she's fine.
If either of you, if I had a girlfriend and you forced me into that much public displays of affection, I would physically assault either of you.
Dude, she's crazy about
She's like, we're at the biggest lecture in Stanford history. Why don't you just sit on your boyfriend's lap? I would be like, dude, he's a doctor here, and I am trying desperately not to get kicked out of this program. So no, I'm not gonna go sit on his lap at a lecture.
I
And that
think
was a
she
very
knows. I think she knows
Yeah.
it's fake, and that's why she's doing it. She's
theory.
like, I think she's like pushing her buttons to like try and get like call her bluff, almost being like, you won't do it.
I think at the beginning it was that. Like when they were in the parking garage, I was like, go kiss him. You won't.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it is now, and now she knows that Anne actually,
Yeah.
or that Olive actually likes him, and now she's like pushing even harder to get them to actually be together. Like I think she's aware of everything that's going on.
Yeah. Speaking of the parking garage, I've never pushed a car in neutral. Is it hard?
No.
I
I didn't think it was. Why are
It's
we
just
making
like anything like momentum.
Why are we making him sound like he's the Hulk?
Well, because he had to do something like physically impressive. It wasn't. They did say it was uphill, which is incredibly dangerous. And if anyone ever puts their car in neutral, do not try to push it uphill. It is like as a rule numero uno. Yeah, if you're 6'5", jacked in a fictional book, then go for it.
Yeah.
I
Make a
imagine
Henley shirt.
Yeah.
Dr. Carlson's hands are so big he gripped
Please,
it
Adam.
trunk to bumper. Adam gripped it trunk to bumper and pushed it.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
his hand covered the entire Toyota Corolla,
Yeah.
and he was fine.
Speaking of gripes, that like the Anne thing just got me going, or the On thing. I hate all of their names. Like All
Yeah.
is the worst name of all time. Like the worst nickname ever.
Cole, her nickname.
It sounds fun in the audiobook. They just call her All.
All.
Yeah.
The
Is her
first few
legal
times I
name
read it,
All?
it made me like look at it a couple of times. You know, like it just stopped me in my tracks reading it.
Yeah, when you guys texted me about it the other day, I was like, what is that? What are you guys
Yeah.
Does her
talking about?
government issue passport say Olive, or is her name Olivia?
Probably
I
Olive.
think it's Olive.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's a name.
Is it?
If my name was Olivia and you called me Olive or All, I feel like those don't really go together. Olive sounds like you're bullying me if my name's Olivia.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to call me the vegetable or fruit. Is it a vegetable?
It has a pit.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it has a seed. Does it? I've never eaten an olive. Hot
Really?
take.
I love olives.
Never, not once in my life.
I don't
Nice
like
little
them.
blue cheese olive.
That sounds
No, I'm not a big.
terrible.
What'd you say?
You've never had like the blue cheese olives on like a dirty martini or something?
No, I don't know. There's blue cheese inside of it?
Mm-hmm.
No, never, not once.
We'll have to get you on those.
I
It's
don't-
good that Joe doesn't like olives. Have you ever heard of the olive theory?
Yeah.
It's like where couples are good if one likes olives and the other doesn't because opposites
Yeah,
attract.
It's the
That's good for
raisin
pod.
thing from New Girl.
From New Girl.
Where
yeah,
Which
she's
is
like-
the olive theory on How I Met Your Mother first.
Yeah, but
Ah,
yeah.
You didn't finish it, Vic.
I didn't finish it. I couldn't
I,
get into it.
I didn't start it, so there's that.
There we go.
Yeah.
This book starts off
back to the book.
with
Yeah.
Olive just jumping Adam's bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's nuts.
He's hilarious, though. Him
He
being
is.
like, I'm filing a Title IX complaint, and she's like, I thought you said yes. I don't hate that lie from her at all, but him being like, yeah, you're going to get served some paperwork. And the fact
Yeah.
that it turned out he was joking, very funny.
I thought he was way older when he was first introduced.
Yeah.
I don't know
I thought
why.
he was
I
like,
didn't think he was 31.
when they said he
I
was
thought
tenured,
He's like 34, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
something like that.
Yeah.
early 30s.
I thought he was really old. If you were Adam and that happened to you in the hallway, are you accepting the kiss or are you like, yo, what? You know?
I have to do a double take. I don't know. I think I'd be like shocked. What
Mm-hmm.
the hell? Wait, am I in the position I'm in right now?
Yeah, like if you're engaged, you gotta stiff
Well,
arm
yeah,
her.
This is a trap for Vic.
Yeah, I need to back up on my take.
Hypothetically, you're single and you're a Stanford professor. How about that?
Okay, there we go. I'm in shock that I'm a Stanford professor.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
That
just
might
shortly
Let
after
anybody
you
in now.
shortly after you get over the shock of now being a Stanford professor and
of course,
probably
of
being
course.
significantly more poor even though you're older than you are now.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, then
No,
a student comes up and kisses you.
I'd be in shock. I'd be like, what the hell just happened?
It's the I think the cover of the book
Oh,
is perfect because he
Yeah,
has
you're right.
eyes open and is like shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they nailed it.
You nailed that. I didn't even pay attention to the cover. You nailed that.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Thanks.
What do we think of Tom?
Bad guy.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
gonna do
love
something
triangle.
bad.
I was thinking love triangle.
I think
think?
he's definitely gonna like try and make a move on Olive during her thing.
But is he gay?
Tom?
Yeah, because of
Questionably.
Dr. Rodriguez. I don't think we
Maybe.
know yet.
We
I thought
don't
that was
have
the
a
other
doc-
guy.
No, Dr. Rodriguez
Holden.
has beef with Holden. He's my lab instructor, so I have to call him Dr. Rodriguez.
Yeah, there you go.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
He has beef with Tom, and they haven't said why.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I think it's because Tom's just like probably a bad friend.
that's what it
but
seems like
That's
to me.
true.
But
Yeah.
Adam's just like not looking at it that way, you know?
Yeah, because he tells Olive to watch her back.
And
Watch
but especially
watch
Adam's back.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna try to cut Adam out of whatever research thing
Grant.
they're doing.
Oh.
I think he's gonna try to stab and somehow weaponize Olive within that against him. Weaponize
It's a
Olive.
rom-com, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is weaponized anxiety.
She has.
Tom comes out the gates firing during their interview.
Impromptu interview.
The first time they
was-
talk.
Crazy.
Crazy.
If I was Olive, I would have stepped away. I would have been like, don't ask me that.
But then remember Adam's knee slightly touched her leg and then
And
brought her
still
all
the
back to
warmth.
center. Yeah.
It's crazy how many chapters it took her to realize that she likes him. Because, like, 3 chapters in, I was like, she likes him. And she's like, I just love being around him, and I think he's pretty funny, and he's still a disgusting person, and I hate him. And I'm like, no, you don't. You
As
just don't
soon-
hate him. That's
as-
not true.
As soon as they started making the rules, as soon as they said that neither of them would date other people, I was like, so you're dating.
So you're
There's nothing
dating.
joke about it. You're,
Yeah.
Exclusive? Yeah.
you're full on dating.
And she was like, I have to hang out with this guy for 10 minutes a week. It's insane. Although everything in my life has improved since. People don't steal my stuff anymore. People stop
Yeah.
cutting in front of me for the microscope. He buys me
getting
unicorn lattes. She's like, but everything's worse because I have to see him for 10 minutes a week. And then it's
And
like
then-
week 2, and she's like, I love him.
Let's hang out on Monday.
Yeah.
That made me so mad when they went on the first date. And she's like, I hate this. And then she gets in line. She's like, so tell me more about you. It's like you're initiating all of the conversation. Like, you're trying hard at this.
I love that when she orders the tea for him. That was funny.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
what is this? Or when
I
she gets
hate
the
tea.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
What
pretty
is
great.
that? He's funny. I'm a big Adam guy.
He's great, dude.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Flucella, and she's like, it's like Coachella, and he's like, what is that? She's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you scared of needles?
Oh, big guy
Scared of
scared of
little
needle.
I really like the part where she's like, "What do you?" When they lay the ground rules, and she's like, "Well, what do you do outside of work for fun?" And he's like, "I work and I work out
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hang out at home." And she's like, "That's so lame." And he's like, "All right, well, what do you do?" And she's like, "Well, I work and I work
Yeah.
out and I stay at home, and he's just like laughing or like grinning at her, and she's like, you're the worst. It's like,
What's that thing she does with Anne where it's like tacos and beer or something like that?
yeah, you see, like, get drunk and eat junk
Oh,
food
yeah.
and watch like bad
Yeah.
movies. They sound awesome.
That sounds
Sound like us
sweet.
when we were in college.
Yeah, they sound
Cooler.
like great
Yeah,
friends.
but doctors.
Yeah.
If the summary of the book didn't call out Adam's physique, would you guys have been shocked during the Ultimate Frisbee chapter? Or you would have been like, yeah, got it.
I just pictured he was jacked immediately.
Why is everybody gotta be jacked in these things, man?
It's a rom-com.
Yeah, I know. Make it more realistic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, give the normal guy a chance. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You're making me feel bad. You're putting the doctor with 12 abs, 7'5".
Yeah.
Like-
we got the 5'10" dad bod that's kind of hair thinning. Super tiny hands.
Can't grip my water bottle with one hand over here. Got a two-hand thing's like a sippy cup.
He's got 2 left feet, so he's always running in circles.
Golly.
There was
Yeah,
a couple of times they made comments about this not being a rom-com, and I thought that was really funny and ironic.
I think that is also classic rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Say, like, that's classic to say this is so like a rom-com.
What are
That's
we
like,
in a rom-com? And the person watching or reading it is like, yes, you are. This is
like,
awesome.
that's classic.
Yeah. It's a great
Oh,
trope.
man.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been hilarious.
If this was a movie, who's being cast as Adam?
I was just about to ask that.
Each two?
How tall is Adam Driver? And is it just because his name is Adam that I think he should be the guy?
I'm thinking
Well,
so.
He has
Well,
dark
the
hair.
SNL
I'll give you
skit,
that.
they said he had a 6-pack abs.
Yeah, that skit is hilarious. I'm going Gosling with a wig.
Gosling with a wig.
Gosling
Yeah,
does
Gosling
crush
with dark
these.
hair.
Yeah.
Gosling does good at these.
Yeah, he's good
But
at
that might be
these.
too on the nose. 'Cause he's
He-
a classic rom.
I think maybe Gosling would. He's
can't
not
be
like very
McConaughey.
funny, right? Gosling's not
Gosling?
like he's not like very
Ah, he's
funny, is he?
He's hilarious.
Well, then he doesn't fit the role well because Adam is supposed to be like not like cracking people up. He's supposed to be funny to like only Olive and Holden Rodriguez, and everyone else is supposed to be like, I'm scared of him
Yeah. What about
Dwayne the Rock
Man.
Johnson.
with a wig. He's not tall enough, but Dwayne the Rock Johnson on stilts with a wig.
I can
Just
get
like
behind
Kevin
that.
Hart.
I can get behind that. I have to think about it a little more because
Zach
Matthew
Braff.
McConaughey is a big. Oh, what about? Nah, Zac Efron can't do it, right?
The
He's
Crimson
short.
Chin.
Like him
Probably
in
not.
Baywatch, jacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He
give
would
me-
probably be pretty good at this.
Yeah, give me Baywatch Efron as
Yeah.
my pick, but he has to stand on a box. I think he's pushing like 5'10".
Yeah, he's the little
They'll
guy.
just do
I think.
movie magic.
Yeah, movie magic. Give me Efron on a box. Baywatch.
What about
Final
Brad
answer.
Pitt? Achilles form.
Wow. Brad Pitt's a good one, but he can't pass for 30 anymore.
You know
Yeah.
who crushes this is Timmy Chalamet.
Oh yeah.
Timmy
not big
Chalamet.
He's
Yes,
not
he
big
is.
enough.
If you're casting Efron, you can cast the Chalamet.
Yeah.
No, but
He'd have to
Efron
get
has
the gym
the
like
physique.
now.
He can get jacked, dude. If
I don't know.
that kid does
With AI.
one sit-up, he has an 8-pack. Surely.
Oh, no.
He has not an ounce of fat on his body. Timmy
Yeah, that's-
Timmy
you got
Chalamet
that.
crushes this role.
I don't like that you're calling him Timmy.
Timothy.
They're buddies.
Yeah, me
Like, he's not
me
in
and Tim
lab
go
and
way
shit.
back, dude.
Yeah, you and Tea Time.
Yeah.
That's great. How mad did it make you guys when Olive lied?
When it made me infuriatingly mad when he was like, you and Jeremy would be perfect together. Like, clearly at that moment, he's acknowledging that he had a crush on you.
Yes,
Like-
exactly.
Like, anybody could see that. Like, the fact that he sat down and wasn't running away. And then she was just like, well, I got to go by. And then when he texts her later and
picture.
being like,
Yeah.
and he's like, do you think they let me take it through TSA? And they're like giggling back and forth. Or
And
whatever.
then Holden is like, I've never seen him treat anybody like he treats you. And she's like, that's so weird because he must be in love with someone else in the department. And
Well,
it's
and then
like,
doesn't Holden tell him he's been like ogling over
Yeah,
you since you
for
got
years.
here?
he
for
said,
years.
Holden says something like, he's been ogling over someone he's always said someone in the department, and she immediately goes, damn, that other person in the department must be pissed. It's like, bro, you're a scientist and you fail to consider like half the possibilities in all of this.
She's
Her
just like in
hypothesis
denial.
is awful.
I love the hypothesis
Yeah.
thing. It feels very like Zoe. It's not Zoe 101
Zoe
because they didn't
101,
do that,
yeah.
but this book is very Zoe 101 to me, or like one of those kind of shows. And the hypothesis thing is just like a nice little touch.
It
Snippets
reminds me
about
of-
what you're about to read. Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z, but like not really. I always
true.
laugh when like the Dragon Ball Z thing. If you haven't seen it, at the beginning of every episode, it'll like pop up and it's like Goku gets resurrected and destroys Frieza. And then that's it. That's the episode.
That's
You
what
watch
happens
30
in the
minutes
episode.
after that. Yeah, and like that's it. No cliffhanger.
That is very funny. She has
I
a
love
lot
it.
of like cutaway gags in her head too. Like if this was a movie or a TV show, it reminds me of it was either Lizzie McGuire or Sabrina the Teenage Witch that would cut to like a cartoon sometimes. And it would be like playing out
Lizzie
something.
McGuire.
Yeah, it would like play out
Lizzie
something
McGuire.
that happened in her head, and that's what
Yep.
this reminds me a lot of that, because it'll be like 2 paragraphs, and then she'll get like warped back to reality, and none of that happened, and you're like, you're
Yep.
nuts.
I would be very surprised. I'd be extremely surprised if this wasn't made into a movie, or if it already has been.
Yeah, I hope it
It's very
does get.
movie worthy.
I bet the rights have already been purchased, and they're just.
Yeah, for sure. It has 1 billion reviews.
Yeah.
Do you think they end up together? I don't know what I'm supposed to ask about rom-coms.
That's
Yeah,
actually a
right.
good point. I don't really know what to predict. I don't think.
Minus 1,000 on the Hard Rock right now.
She's moving for a year. She got a grant.
But he
Well,
might
so
be
is he.
moving too.
I think he's moving too.
Yeah. There's a chance he ends up
Oh.
at Harvard. He's a flight risk.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that
And
yeah,
he's
he
got
is
this
like-
grant money.
Hmm.
I was gonna.
I'm sure they end up together.
Vic, are you cool with the title here? I know that's usually your big gripe. You don't like
What?
the title of books. You don't like the title of books. Do you like
Oh,
the
this
title
one's
here?
spot on. This one's great.
Yeah.
This one might be.
We get a hypothesis with every chapter, so
Yeah.
And it's usually about love.
I bet you
Yeah.
the last one's gonna
It's
be
spot on.
the love hypothesis, the last
Mhm.
hypothesis.
What
If I
comes
tell
after
him
the
the truth.
hypothesis?
Facts, money.
Like when you prove a hypothesis, what is that called? Is it a theory?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Man, we're dumb. Well, I'm calling it. That's what the last chapter is gonna be.
The
The
love,
love
theory.
theory.
Yeah.
It proves her point, and they don't end up together.
Conclusion, maybe.
I love this. Will they? Won't they?
Do you think this is gonna be the big conflict for the rest of the book of them like
Yeah,
not telling each other? I just feel like Tom is gonna get involved and turn into like a bad guy and be like more of a conflict than what we have already. But I
Yeah.
can't figure out if they're gonna resolve. They're not gonna resolve this until the end of the book, I think.
I think they break up. I think she moves to Harvard, and then Tom does something super terrible that kind of brings them back together. Like he's gonna screw both of them over somehow, and they're gonna like come back together on their hatred for Tom.
Adam
you know?
Carlson's gonna run in and stone cold stunner Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's Dr. Carlson's music. Beaker breaks.
If we're doing theories, here's mine.
Your hypothesis, you mean?
Yeah.
My hypothesis. Apologies. Sorry, Dr. Keller.
Thank you.
Cut that.
Please, you can call me Travis.
Cut all of this. My hypothesis for the end of the book is. Where was I saying? Man, that's tough.
Your
Can't even
hypothesis?
pull together an hypothesis. So I think that Tom does something bad, but they release the funds for Adam, and then Adam teams up with Olive. So they break up. She's getting ready to move with Tom. Then they release funds, and then boom, then they team up and start dating.
But they
Real
can't date
date.
and work together.
That'll be the conundrum. Nice. What a conundrum. What a Shonda. A Shonda.
Oh my god, man.
I
I do think something like that is going to happen. But I think it's going to be... I actually think Holden is going to save the whole thing. I think he's going to be like, you can come work with me. Holden Rodriguez, his best friend since childhood.
Dr. Rodriguez, apologies.
Yeah. I think he's going to be like, listen, I have funds, you can stay here and work with us. Tom's a terrible person. And what do you think is the bad thing Tom has done? It sounds
stab
like
him in the back. Stole a thesis.
He stole work from Adam.
Stole work.
Took it as his own.
Yeah, I can see that.
It
but
has
Adam
to be
doesn't
something
mind
like that, right?
I think he stole work, but maybe not from Adam.
Maybe from Holden.
Maybe from
Could
Holden.
be from Holden.
Apologies, Dr. Rodriguez. I keep forgetting that you guys are tenured and know him on that basis.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from the book was that Olive was like, I can't wait to graduate and like publish this so people can call me doctor, and I can be like, well, I'm not that kind of doctor when someone's in trouble on an airplane. And I was like, what a ridiculous, like what a ridiculous fantasy to have.
Yeah, your dream is critical health, and you can be like, I can't help.
Yeah, is there a doctor board? Yes, I'm a doctor, but I can't help with the medical emergency. What an insane dude! Made me laugh out loud when I got
so
that
mad
part.
that was real.
I did read that and was like, what? And then just kept going.
It made me laugh. It was very funny.
Do you guys think we're gonna get an I love you?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I think it happens like sooner rather than later. I think something's gonna happen where like I think Adam's gonna get like some courage about himself and be like, I just love you. And she's going to be like, he's just saying that. He doesn't mean it. Like, this is some plot by him. And then she's going to, like, flight risk.
I think she's going to say it first. And
really?
Yeah, he's going to be like, God, it's about time.
How is he going to, like, how's the bathroom thing going to get resolved? That better not be, like, a big thing. That he's bathroom guy.
I'm confused why he hasn't said something about that.
I have no idea. I don't know either.
Because it seems like he's and like he could see her, like she couldn't see him, but like he should know who she is.
It makes more sense for him to say something than Olive to be like, "Hey, when I was first thinking about coming here, I met a guy in the bathroom. Like, was that you?" Like that.
And he said something pretty similar to what you said earlier.
Yeah. Adam should be like, "You don't remember, but LOL, that was me when you were blind in the bathroom. Haha, I love you." That's what should happen.
Love you, JK.
Love you, JK. Let's go get you a unicorn frap. You think if you go to Starbucks and order a unicorn frappuccino, it's real?
Isn't it?
I know they got like secret menu stuff. I used to get a Captain Crunch frappuccino, and it was delicious. Yeah, it was delicious.
They had a unicorn frappuccino.
Stopped ordering it because it was one of those things that you have to show up and you got to be like, I want 4 pumps of this with a sprinkle of that and this kind of this. And I was just like, this is too much for me.
Unicorn frappuccino is definitely real.
Wow, it is real. Oh my God, I didn't know this.
We were in college when it was a thing because we worked valet at that place that had that Starbucks, and people would come out with the unicorn frappuccino, and it was like 8 different colors.
We worked valet at a Starbucks.
It was near that Starbucks.
Adjacent to Starbucks.
That looks like a headache. Oh my God.
It looks terrible. Yeah.
Should we get those for the review?
Oh my
Everybody,
God.
we gotta be stepping on unicorn frappuccinos.
We should get them.
That would make for a great Instagram picture, a unicorn frappuccino with the book next to it. Yeah,
that'd go crazy.
Do you guys know any pickup lines? Any funny ones? Not to put you on the spot.
Nope.
I usually just go straight for the kiss. Like the second I see somebody that I find attractive, I just kiss them.
Here's one.
It seems to be the way to start a successful relationship.
Yeah,
At
it
least
seems
fake
like it.
successful relationship.
Well, it's yet to work for me.
Yeah.
If you
One of these days.
if you have an attractive waiter or waitress, here's what you do.
Mhm.
You take a packet of sugar from the table, and you drop it on the floor. And then when they come to take your order and they walk away, you say, "Oh, excuse me." You dropped your name tag. And then you bend over to pick it up, and you go, "Sugar." And then you introduce yourself.
It works at like the 4 breakfast places that still keep sugar on the table.
That's the issue. Hey, that doesn't deserve cricket. That's the
Oh,
issue nowadays. No
man.
sugar packet. Otherwise, you're in business.
Did you hit Jessica with a pickup line?
I did. When I first
Do you
met
care to
her,
share?
I looked over and I like pretended there was something on her shirt, like on the collar of her shirt, and I like looked at it funny. And I was like, "What is that?" And then I like looked at the tag in the back of her shirt, and I go, "Oh, like I thought, made in heaven."
Nailed
No,
it.
you didn't.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Very solid. Yeah.
That's sweet.
No, I didn't do that even a little bit.
Yeah,
I
that
think I
would have been crazy.
that would have been nuts.
Using
think
using a
anybody has-
pickup line is insane work.
You think anybody? I was just about to say, is there a success rate for pickup?
It's got to be
lines?
low.
It has to be low, under 10%.
Nah, I just don't think we know anybody with Riz. I think there's definitely some people out there that are like really smooth with it.
No way.
I just remembered the the polar bear one. Certainly. How much does a polar
of
bear
course.
weigh? Enough to break the ice. Hey, how you doing, Joe? Nice to meet
But
you.
here's the issue. If you look
you doing,
like
Joe?
Dr. Carlson, you can get away with these pickup lines.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a pickup line. That's why he's dark and
That's why
brooding,
they-
because he's
that's
7
why they
feet
work.
tall and jacked.
And
They
he does
work
that
for
little
people like
smirk.
him. It's like
He does.
that thing people are always saying, like attractive people can get away with stuff and ugly people it's not. Like you walk, if you're hot and you walk up to somebody like, "Hey, you're pretty," they're like, "Oh, thanks." If you're ugly, they're like, "Get away from me, weirdo."
Yeah, you freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Who
god.
does
brother.
that? Who comes up to people on the street?
Yeah.
You're like, sorry.
Sorry. That's so funny.
Like the Title IX thing goes through if Olive isn't pretty.
Brutal.
It's the whole concept of the fact that she was like, I have to. One, the fact that An is dating her ex or what the guy that she went on a couple of dates with is super weird in general.
Especially when they
Very
started
weird.
having crushes on each other while they were dating.
Yeah, that was
That's
not
weird.
cool.
And they're hanging out, the three of them, weird, like movie
Like
nights. just
regularly.
the three of them. Yeah. All of that is
They're
weird.
carpooling to events.
All of that is weird.
And then Anne's just like kissing him like in front of them.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. But also, Olive just being like, I told her I was on a date, so I had to find a random guy to kiss. It's
And
like,
you were there.
You know who Olive reminds me of a lot now that we're talking about her?
Hmm.
Zoe Deschanel from New Girl.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I see it.
A lot. Now that we're talking about it, like that's such a
Who's that girl?
Jessica Day thing to do.
It's
That's her
Olive.
name, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is a very
that-
Jessica Day thing to pull off.
That's who we would have to fan cast as.
Does that make
Olive.
Adam Carlson Schmidt or Nick?
Has to be Schmidt. Schmidt has six-pack abs.
None of them
Yeah.
are tall enough.
None of them are tall enough, and
Yeah.
Schmidt
What do you
doesn't
mean?
have the hands. Gotta have big hands.
Yeah, it has
You
to
think
be
Adam Carlson
Timmy.
was a D1 athlete?
No. He was
No.
studying.
He was studying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
He
Nick
would have
was
gone
rad.
D1 in Frisbee.
Yeah, he was like really important for their team. Just made him hotter.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
The story that Holden tells, I almost called her Jess, Olive, at the end of the reading that we were at, where Adam went to prom as Holden's date to make his ex-boyfriend who's cheating on him jealous, and then they went home and played Final Fantasy after. He's so cool. He's so cool. And the
is
whole
bad
book,
or
she's
not.
like, he's a terrible person because other people told me so. Now I'm like, you're a scientist. Go test it out. He doesn't seem that bad.
test it
Yeah,
out.
go run an experiment.
He really hasn't done anything that I've been like, oh, this guy sucks.
No, and his rationale behind failing people who are bad at their job is
Yeah.
so solid.
It's
Like
foolproof.
straight up doing his job as a professor and passing or failing people who do their study successfully or not successfully.
Yeah,
It's like spot on.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Can you guys believe he almost went industry? Talk about crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts.
You can't just leave academia.
I don't know what either of
Academia.
those mean.
How do you say it?
Macadamia nuts?
One of them's a nut, right? How do you say
Macadamia.
academia?
Yeah.
Is it academia?
Academia nuts, yeah.
No, how do you say the thing?
Macadamia.
Dude, I'm gonna freak out. It's
It's
industry or
academia.
academia.
Yeah, and industry.
I think it's
yeah.
academia.
It's Latin for academy.
Academics.
Don't test that, but just run with it.
I
And
won't
trust
Google
me.
it. Latin's a dead language. It'd be impossible to prove.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Anything could be Latin. That was awesome. Well, I'm enjoying this book.
I love it. I cannot
I
wait
love
to read the rest of it. Yeah, it's so,
It's so good. It's so fun.
I love a good rom-com, and this is hitting the nail on the head.
I do love a good rom-com. Well, is there anything left about the book? Because now I want to ask, what's your favorite rom-com? Do you have a favorite? I need like a list in front of me.
So
Yeah, I
many,
think I would need to look at rom-coms.
Yeah, no.
The first one that came to mind was Just Go With It or Friends with Benefits. They're the same movie, but which one's the one with Justin Timberlake?
And Mila
And Mila
Kunis.
Kunis.
That's
Friends with
Friends with
Benefits.
Benefits.
Friends with Benefits.
That's a good one.
That
Did
is-
I think
anyone
they're both
see
the exact same movie?
The Sid Sween one that I was texting about?
I've
With
never
Glenn
seen that
Powell.
one.
I didn't watch it either. I like both of them, but
Yeah. I think
I
it's
like
just one of those
51st Dates.
things. 51st Dates is good.
ooh, that
51st
is a
Dates
good
is
one.
Great one.
We should
Newer
watch a
one?
rom-com after this and review it as like our fun episode.
I'd love to do that. There's one based
That's a
off the
great
book,
idea.
and it's fantastic. Crazy Rich Asians.
I've seen that. That's good.
Real
On
good
this
movie.
list that I'm looking at, it's the #1 rom-com.
That's
I am looking at the same list. I just got there.
Did you
Definitely,
Google
maybe.
rom-com and click the first one.
Yes, I did. Because I'm a podcaster. I do research.
Well,
I've never heard of some of these.
Some things are
Yeah.
some of these are good though. I haven't seen them in a while. I need them.
A
I haven't
Proposal
seen a lot of
with Ryan Reynolds.
What's like? I feel like there's probably a classic one that we have. I've never seen Serendipity. I don't know what that is, but I feel like that's a big one. If you guys have seen, if anybody listening has seen a rom-com that we just have to watch, let us know. Because I feel like I haven't seen a lot. I
Would
don't
you
know.
consider the 40-Year-Old Virgin rom-com?
More of a calm.
Steve Carell
That's a
crosses
calm
that role.
rom. Yeah,
That's calm.
That's calm
Yeah,
rom. Yeah.
There's not a ton of romance in that one.
God, what's that one with Adam Sandler, Brooklyn Decker, and Jennifer Aniston? I just watched that one, and it's
Just
super
Go With
funny. Just Go With It. That one's really good.
That one's just go with it. That one is good. But if they were to make a movie out of the Love Hypothesis, I would love to watch that.
I'll be
Has
there.
nobody thought of that yet? Should we capitalize on this? Should we just
Yeah, we
make
should.
a movie about it?
We should just direct it, or you can direct it. I'll be Adam.
I'd really love to be Adam.
I am the tallest.
I actually went to throw a frisbee yesterday.
I did see that. How'd that go?
Well, I didn't take my shirt off,
Mm-hmm.
and very poorly. Like
Did you
I
put
don't
on
know. I
sunscreen?
don't know how to throw a frisbee. And we
Did you
went
put
at
on
night.
sunscreen?
We went at night. So
Oh, you think the sun can't get you at night?
can it? Because it'd be news to me.
I guess
Joe?
the sun is sleeping,
Maybe.
and that's why the moon's out.
Joe, you're the closest one to a scientist out of the three of us.
I'm
So-
gonna
That's true.
say maybe. That
Okay.
the sun can get you at night. Here's the thing about it, us making the Love Hypothesis movie. I don't want to be Adam. I don't want to have to take my shirt off on camera.
You
That-
are the funniest
would
one,
need-
so you should be Olive's roommate.
Malcolm. I could be Malcolm.
No,
Oh, Malcolm?
I could
Yeah.
be Malcolm and be like, dude, do not date this guy. And then when she's like, I'm in love with him now, I'd be like, I told you so. I'm gonna make cookies.
Yeah.
that was funny. It was so funny. He was like, "I'm trying to perfect the recipe," and she's like, "I've eaten so many cookies."
He's like, this is not rewarding your behavior, and I don't want it to be taken as such.
He is great. Dude, we didn't talk about Olive getting bullied at nerd school at Stanford.
By who?
Dude, the way she talks about how the other students treat her.
Oh, I think that might just be how.
Olive.
I think that might just be how graduate students treat. There's like not enough resources, so it's like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but then she started dating Adam, and everyone was like, "Yeah, please go ahead in front of me. I won't touch your stuff ever again."
It also wouldn't shock me if she was over-exaggerating a little bit, because it seems like everybody in this grad school is over-exagerating about literally everything.
Everything. They need to calm down. You would act like they're trying to solve cancer. Like, everybody relax. They are trying to solve cancer.
They're just throwing them out there right now, and they're hitting kind of.
Yeah, they are doing incredibly important work.
Yeah, they are doing it. It seems very high stress, very important stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
Do you think that she's gonna bomb this presentation?
No, I think she crushes it.
You think she crushes?
Yeah.
I think that she starts bombing, and then Dr. Carlson's in the stands.
Ask a question, just like she did with Tom.
But here's what's gonna happen, right? She's not gonna stay with him. He's not gonna be there at the beginning. Something's gonna come up. He's like, I don't know if I can make it. Like, sorry, like, can't stay together, whatever. And then he's gonna show up when she's bombing, ask the question. She's gonna feel that warmth that she gets when he holds his monster paws.
Yeah.
And she's gonna dominate the presentation.
He'll probably just come in after saving a bunch of children from a burning hospital, and his Black Henley tea is going to be kind of burned through. So he's going to come in just kind of all sweaty and big, and then he's going to ask that question, and she's going to, and then they'll fall in love and live happily ever after, in academia after.
As soon as he shows up, though, of saving those kids from the burning building with burn marks, the rumor going around is going to be Adam Carlson burned a children's hospital.
No, he started.
And she's going to be like, well, he's such a bad guy, I can't believe I'm dating him. Because she just believes things that everyone else says instead of what happens when they talk.
Yeah.
I actually think he might show up to the presentation directly after saving the children from the fire. So, his shirt will be tattered, and he'll, have smoke coming off of him, you know?
Kind of looking like the devil.
The question. Yeah. But his jeans will be, good. He'll have tight black jeans on. They won't have any marks on them.
Right.
That's how I'm imagining this going down. I think it might be spot on.
Yeah. We should write a rom-com. I feel like we'd kill it.
Do you think it's the easiest genre?
No.
No?
I don't think I could write a rom-com at all. I just don't care.
Think funny enough.
I just don't think there's enough. I don't think about what the people are thinking enough. So many of these pages are just Olive's thoughts and general ramblings, and I would be like, and Olive was nervous. And that would mine would be like a page. It would be very short.
Confirmed, does not have the writer's gene.
I don't got it. Yeah, no, there's no way.
Adam was tall and
jacked, and that's that might be the longest sentence I got.
He had biceps and triceps and abs and
shoulders.
What do you think Adam's max bench is?
275.
No way. Come on,
minimum.
He's 6'5" and mentioned as being jacked. He has to bench at least 325.
415.
It's a lot of weight. What?
Yeah, no.
He's not a linebacker.
He's a runner. Yeah.
He's 6'5" and noticeably jacked.
But he's a runner. He's a runner's jacked.
It was funny to me when they were he had his shirt off and everybody was audibly gasping at how jacked he was, and I was like, he wears a t-shirt to work.
A Henley t-shirt.
Are people it's not like he's wearing a ski parka every day where they're he could be huge underneath that. That's a puffy jacket.
Yeah.
No, if he's wearing a black T-shirt and jeans, you're gonna know roughly what size he is. He's gonna be like, "Hey, Dr. Carlson," he's gonna be like, "You," and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, he's jacked!" Like,
Yeah.
You're gonna see his vascularity, if that's a word.
yeah, that's fair, close enough. I know what you're
It has to
talking
be a
about.
word.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
yeah.
And I just remembered this, but when they were talking about favorite colors, and he goes, black.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. She's like,
That was funny.
He's like, it's all of the colors.
And then
Yeah.
she goes with white, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Are you kidding? Are you joking right now?"
It's so great, and he's
They're
just
so
like
cute.
he's not like mean about it.
No.
He's very funny.
They're
Yeah.
adorable.
They are adorable. I'm
They're
rooting for
adorable
them.
together.
If they
Oh,
don't end up together, I'll be very peeved.
Would you say
I'll
their
be
goals?
so mad.
Goals.
No,
I mean,
not yet. They will
Not
be.
not as goals as like you and your significant other, but
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say they're a couple goals.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like.
Do you think Ann and Jeremy make it?
Nah.
I hope not. And
heck no.
also, not couple goals. I don't want to have to fake date my girlfriend for a while before we
It's gonna be a
actually
really
start
awkward
dating.
story. Like when
Yeah.
they do get married, it's gonna be very weird telling.
We
people
lied
that story.
to everybody for months, your friends and family who are here today to join us on this day. You lied to all of them for months
They're
while
for
we were
sure getting
together.
eloped.
Yeah.
Imagine pitching this idea to a girl like, "Hey, we need a fake date because I need help with something," and they're like, "Okay," but it's like we have to be exclusive though, so like you can't date anybody else. They'd be like, "What?"
Yeah.
That we're dating at that point.
But it's fine. We'll see each other once a week for 10 minutes for coffee.
Publicly.
Yeah, I'll buy all of your coffees.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. That's nice of him. That's expensive.
$25.
He's
A
dropping
week.
25 a
Rich.
week at Starbucks. Yeah, he is rich though.
Yeah, he is money. So
He
he's
lives
fine.
in a colonial Spaniard home. I made that up, but it sounded like he had a nice house,
It did sound like he had a nice house.
right?
You think Stanford pays for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, they're putting
put
him
him
out.
up in it?
He's a flight risk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dude, how about Tom making Olive so wet when she came over?
Mhm.
Messed
Tom's
up,
the
dude.
worst.
Tom's the worst.
I
He's
kind
the
of like
worst.
it. I like
He's
that.
funny. He's like funny, but like he's messing with her about something that's like big time.
No, I like that. I like the dramatic suspense where he
like
was
that?
definitely saying, yeah, like there was not a doubt in my mind he was accepting her, and in his mind there probably wasn't either. So he's like, I'm gonna make her sweat a little bit.
Okay.
If he just told her right away, like, hey, you got it, it wouldn't
Yeah.
have been the big build up. She wouldn't have been as ecstatic.
That's
They wouldn't
true.
have gone to Flucella as excited.
I smiled during that chapter at the book like a big dummy, like a big silly
Mhm.
idiot. I was like, this is nice. I was like, I'm happy
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Very happy for Olive.
All things are coming up Olive.
Yeah, I was like, heck yeah.
Well, except for the things that she keeps actively working against herself with.
Yeah, dude, if she doesn't tell him very soon that she likes him, all right, let's take bets. I think that Adam says I love you first to her.
I'm taking Olive. I'm on the Olive side of this coin.
Okay.
I'm taking Adam. Loser of the bet has to do 10 push-ups on the pod.
Okay.
Nobody wants to hear me huffing and puffing.
You can mute your mic.
Well, then how would they know?
Well,
Honor
this is a good-
system.
They
Honor
trust
system.
us.
All
Come
Yeah.
on.
deal.
We've never
10
lied to
push-ups.
the listeners before.
10
I'm gonna
push-ups.
start now.
I'm in. I'm in. This book's been great.
Yeah.
It's been so
I
fun.
like it a lot. I can't wait to read more.
This has been very fun, and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to those
To both of you.
listening.
I'm sending you guys candygrams.
Please don't.
Did
kind
you
of
guys
candy?
were you guys big candygram people in elementary school?
Yeah, I wanted fun dip. I wanted you to give me the fun dip.
That was the worst. I hate Fun Dip. It's disgusting.
You're the worst. What'd you
That's
want?
chalk. That's chalk.
You're
I
chalk.
wanted a chocolate. I want a Hershey Kiss.
I'm a chocolate guy. Let's.
Mm.
Yeah. Are you? What kind of?
Hershey
Or
Kiss
we've
is
talked
boring.
candy before,
I
actually.
want a Hershey Kiss, man.
Hershey Kiss is boring. It's the worst.
They used to do the thing in high school. I don't know if they did it at your high school where you could send a rose to people
Mhm.
on Valentine's Day, and
We
then
did
they would
chocolate roses.
they would come into your class, be like, "We have a rose for so and so." Bro, I never got one.
Dude,
Not a
and-
one.
Me either.
I'm so scared every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
I had a girlfriend all of high school, so it was like I got those roses every period, so it was the worst. And they did they had like people come and sing to you. Like you could pay for like somebody to walk around with a guitar and like come and sing in your class to you.
What?
And like one of the
That's
dudes was like
hilarious.
on my football team with me, and he came into my science class and had to sing to me.
That's
That
so
is
sick.
very funny, actually.
Yeah, it's also just like not fun carrying around roses all day
Fair.
in high school.
I had to play it off. Year one freshman year, I was like, that's lame. Who would want that anyway? Sophomore year, it's like, I wish I got one, but I had to play it cool. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Junior year, I was like, please, somebody. And
You wanted a little secret admirer.
almost
You should have
sent one
bought
to
one for
myself.
yourself.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
did you send one to yourself?
I didn't. But I'd be lying to you. Did you guys ever have a form spring? Do you guys remember that? It's a throwback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I was so
anonymous
terrified
ask
of that.
questions. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
used
made
to
one
ask
and
myself
deleted it so
questions.
fast. Yeah, that makes
What?
sense. That makes
I used
sense
to-
to me.
Yeah, you didn't do that. I used to do that
No.
all the time.
I made one and deleted it because I was nervous about getting bullied.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. I used to ask myself questions and answer them. Yeah, crazy stuff. Olive would do that.
Yeah, we should probably end this now. Wrap this up. I feel like we're sharing too much.
All right.
Uh.
Well, finishing the book next time.
Finish the book. Have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Love is in the air.
See
Tell
you
somebody
next
you
week.
love them.
I love you guys.